Hi guys, let's power up the clock and you will see the startup sequence. The clock goes over 40 levels of brightness and exercise all the digits, and then it starts displaying the time, and it will alternate with the date if the date is set up to display the date so and so many minutes per second. This orange little LED displays the alarm that it's set up. You can activate alarm by pressing this button. There are two buttons on this right hand side. You can press this button to turn it off and momentarily to turn it on. So this button has two functions. Okay, one is on, one is off. When you press the second one, it will display what time is the alarm is set up for. We set up everything in military format, so it's 0600 hours or 620. And if you press and hold this for a longer time, it will jump into adjusting the alarm hours and minutes. So let's start to do it. If you hold it longer than 2.5 seconds and you see those two dots, now this highlighted goes to the hours and you have to go up and down buttons. So you go to the other side. Up will display, okay, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or 5, 6, 7. So let's say 7 o'clock. And then again alarm, then it jumps to minutes, and then it's then down and up again. So let's say we set up 7:15 and we press the alarm again and you have 7:15. We can verify it's a 7:15 we're pressing that second button. Okay, when we press the first button in here, then we can always display the date. All right, as long as we hold it, the date was going to be displayed. The second button displays the world time, so that's some kind of offset. Like right now it's 11, 6-hour difference, 1700 hours, so some world format. Now let us show you the date and time setup. That's done by pressing this enter button or activating one of those read switches, but it's most convenient to press this one. You briefly press and hold this one and it jumps to a setting up century. You can set up from 2015 all the way to 2099. So if you go up 16, 17, but trying to go down, it will roll over to 99. So going up, it will be going to 15. Press it again and it will jump, highlight will jump to a month, and it's the same. If you go up 02, that's February, March, go down, February, January, and then rolls over to December. So we have still January, press it again and it's a date. So we go down 30, go up 31st, and it rolls over. So 31st is today. Let's press it again. It sets up the day of the week, and one being Sunday. So today is Saturday, which is 7, and next would be 6 or down. It's Saturday. Okay, press it again and it's the hour. We set up everything in military time, so it's a 2300 hours, and next one 22 or more, it would be starting from 0 again. So 23, it's 40, it's 39. Okay, 41, 39. Once we press this, that will start the clock. It writes down the new settings. Okay, now there are a whole bunch of different settings in this clock to customize and try to please everybody. So you have about 18 other settings that we will undergo and try to show you briefly. If you press and hold this enter button for longer than 2.5 seconds, it will jump to general setup menu. Okay, now it's done. Now when you let go, it will display 12, and that's a 12-hour format, and this is menu number. So menu number 01, it's 12 hours. If you press up or down, it will jump to 24 or 12. In 12-hour format, it will display the PM indicator, otherwise it won't be used. Press enter and it will jump to 02. The 02 is blanking 0. You can have leading 0 blanking or not. You can display 0, 1 or nothing and 1. So blank and 1, if you jump it, it's 0 and 1. If you want to see all digits exercised, I like personally seeing 0, 1, but you can have 01. Most people want 01. So that's menu number 2. Let's go to menu number 3. That's how many minutes the snooze duration will last. So it's standard, it's 9 minutes, but you can go down to 4. So we go down 8, 7, 6, 4, or as high as 30. Somebody wanted 30, so I'll just leave it at 9. Number 4 is the alarm sound, maximum sound level. The sound level comes from this little hole here because it's a side discharge. You have to maybe press longer, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a multiple loops arranged within one loop, so you have to keep and hold at least like 200 milliseconds for this to take a hold. It's 20 different levels, 10 levels adjustable. Every second level is adjustable, and then roll back to 1. 1, it can still wake me up, so I don't need alarm really, but okay, so that's menu number 4. Menu number 5, it is 888, bright 88. That's indication of exercising all the digits. So that's cathode anti-poisoning routine. If you set it up to 8, it will exercise. If you set it up to nothing, menu 5, then it won't exercise cathodes. So this is like really bright. It opens up all valves at all times, no multiplexing, just rushes the whole current to make sure the cathodes are exercised. So let's make it on again. And if we press enter, it will jump to 05. If you say no, it will skip next 2 menus, but if you want to exercise it, next menu will be 06. It will be asking at what time you want to start. I personally want to start it at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I put 03. And again, that's a military time setup, but you can have 02, 03, or 01, or 0, or 23. You can go home or you can go to work and set up 1400 hours and it will do that. And if you set up again menu 07, it will be highlight, it will jump over 2 minutes. So at 300 it will go, or 359, or whatever time you want to exercise the cathodes, if you decide to exercise them. Okay, press again enter and it will go to menu 08. And 08, I have to look up my cheat sheet, and that's a Nixie off. If this digit will set up to 1, you will exercise the off time. So you can save your, because Nixies will last 10,000 hours on. With the multiplexing, it should be much longer. It should be 6-7 times longer. With the dimming, it should be even longer. But if you say 0, then it won't turn off Nixies. So they will be running all day, all night long. If you turn it to 1, and then it will skip next 4 menus, because the next menu would be if you decide, let's say we have to have Nixie off, and we'll turn it on. It will say the Nixie will be turned off at what hour? So that's at 1 o'clock a.m. That's menu 09, and that's just leave it, or you can have it at 2 o'clock or 0 o'clock or whatever you want. When you press menu to number 10, that's at what minute you will turn off Nixies. That'd be at 00, but you can have it okay. 155 or back to 0. You don't have to press every time. You can hold in every 400 milliseconds. It will increment the number. Okay, if we press again, it's menu 11. That's a stop Nixie off, so it will turn them on again. This off Nixie, it will elapse. And you want to turn it back on at 3 o'clock a.m. So that's, I think it's too early. We can make it at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, whenever, just before we wake up. And menu 12, that would be at what minute? Let's say we want to set up at 6:15. So 6:15 it will come on. So wherever the highlight is, that section you adjust, okay? We press another menu, that's menu 13. This 0, 1, 0, that's like time shifting from 0 to back and forth. If you press it 0, 0, 0, not going to be daylight savings. So this is DSL, daylight savings, yes. So 0, 1, 0, it will be first Sunday of November, you're going to go back, and second Sunday of March, you're going to go forward. All right. And menu 14, that's date. We're going to date. This is number of times per minute the date will be displayed. So if we want to display, let's say, from 0, no display at all, but we can display always by touching this button, or we can display 1 time or no display, or we can display up to 4 times. Okay, let's say we want to display 3 times per minute. Okay, next menu, item 15, it will be at which second of the minute we will start displaying, and many people like myself want to see the top of the bottom of the hour of the minute, so we want to put 04, let's say, or let's say 04. If we go 3 times a day, you can have adjusted 0 to 20 seconds, or if it's twice a minute, then it's 0 to 30 seconds, if 4 times 0 to 15 seconds, etc. So this is menu 15. Menu 16 now, it's a duration. How many seconds you want to display the date? Because 1 second, it was not enough for some people, and I agree that's nice. Maybe we can say 3 seconds and 3 times a minute. Okay, so that's menu 16. That's menu 17, is that offset for the alternate time, the world time. That's how I make it 6 hours difference. And then menu 17, 18, it's a date format. It doesn't say which menu, but this is century, this is date, and this is month. And you can toggle 3 different formats. You can have Canadian format, or you can have European format. If you touch it, it's going to be date and month and the year. And if you touch it again, it will be century now, year, and then month, and then the date. And you're back to US, month and date and year. And that's about all. All these personal predilections, these settings, will be stored in the EEPROM. The same as alarm. If the alarm is on, we can, by the way, we can see if it's displaying the date now for 3 seconds, starting at 04. The next one will be at 24, so it's 14 right now. 16, 17, we can always display it like this, but let's say 22, 23. Okay, now it's displaying for 3 seconds. When you're displaying date, only bottom column neon is going to be on. And the next one will be at 44, because we said at 4th second for 3 times a minute, so it's equally divided. 38, let's see that. Comes up as a 43, 44. Again, displays the date. You guys can change it. Right now it shows you that the alarm is turned on. We can, like I said, we can turn it on or we can turn it off. This alarm is not backed up with the battery. Only clock is backed up with the battery. So if there is power outage, you won't hear the alarm going. But if we shut down the clock, it will remember that the alarm was on. When you power returns, it will go through this exercising routine and start checking display, all the brightness, all the digits, etc. And then it will go back to alarm on, because that's how we left it. All right? And I basically start displaying time and alarm is on. If you want to alarm off, that's the alarm off. You can still display what our alarm is set up to. That is remembered. And you can see the date at any time. You can see world time again. And you can touch it briefly to go to a setup time, or you can touch it for a longer time to display menu. I hope you guys like it, and clocks are ready to be shipped. Thanks.